Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is Sunday and I can hear the sounds of my husband chopping vegetables, which means I am in for a Sunday treat. He's making a roast. But I realise I need to come clean with you about something. Don't ask me how I found this thing. I think I was searching like little hair accessories because obviously I'm doing quite a lot of like hair content over on my Instagram and like TikTok and things like that. And so I was just like searching hair accessories. And I found this and I thought, it looks like the answer to my prayers, but it didn't actually tell me what it did. It didn't explain anything to me, so I just bought it. They came in a few different styles, but this is the one that I've used the most because if you're anything like me, when you just throw your hair up in a bun, if you've got long hair, it can often sort of hang a bit odd off of your head, like mine is doing at the moment. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if I can come in closer and you see it any better. But I used to spend about an hour securing that with bobby pins to my hair, and it would actually pull quite a lot on my hair, and especially on the front of my hair. This has made throwing my hair up in a bun the process of dreams, because what you do is I just push my bun close to my head like so. It's going to be very difficult to do it without a mirror, by the way. In fact, let me bring my mirror. Secures my bun, connect it with the hair on my head, and it distributes the weight and the force of my bun pulling really well. I need to obviously like secure it a little bit better because we've got some little alfalfa sprouts. But for me, this actually secures my bun as well. It keeps it from moving, it keeps it from coming out, and it's just such an easy thing to just in your hair. So I'm genuinely, it's one of those things that has been a bit of a game changer for me. I also have a bit of a handbag unboxing to do with you in this video. This is a handbag that I've been talking about for a while. It has arrived and I haven't unboxed it with you, so I thought we could do it. This could be the only bag that I get this year. I've got no plans for anything else other than things that are on wish lists and this bag that I've been talking about. So who knows? Saying that, I do have a Pilates bag coming, but that's not really a handbag. That's a sports bag. So I hope that doesn't count. It just hasn't arrived yet. But what I wanted to do before we get into the handbag unboxing is show you something, because if you missed it, I'll link it in the description box. I did a TikTok and I did a like 4 things on shorts that are like game changers in my handbag. I've got more to do. But one of the things that lots of people reached out to me about was the fact that I wasn't protecting the inside of my handbags. And I have had handbag liners in the past. In all honesty, it was such an expense. And if it wasn't right, I didn't know what I was supposed to do, because I bought the Hermes like canvas one for Christmas. It was a Christmas present, but in my bigger bags, it was great. In my smaller bags, it was on show quite a lot. It looked like I had a dust bag in my bag. I've had some very, very expensive ones. I remember when I got my first Hermes, everyone was like, oh, you need these handbag liners. They're amazing. And they were like hundreds and hundreds of pounds. And what I really wanted to do was first and foremost find a British brand that was making them, because it's just, I'm not going to be spending that amount of money, then customs. It didn't seem like the cost was proportionate to what was made. So I went in search of a British brand that was doing fantastic liners for all different types of bags. So not just Hermes, they do it for Mulberry, they do them for Lorna, they do them for Celine, all of the different handbag brands that you could ever dream of, Louis Vuitton, etc. They're called Handbag Angels, and I got my first one a couple of weeks ago. Now, what I decided to do when choosing my first handbag liner was that I wanted to go for a neutral colour, because I have quite a few bags that are the same size, that are this 25 Birkin size, and I wanted to be able to use the liner in all of those bags so that I could just slide it out like so and pop it into my next bag whenever I swap over. So these are the liners from Handbag Angels, and this is this beautiful like minky taupey colour. I have my initials, my online persona initials, on the inside, beautifully embroidered in this cursive text. And what this does is, I don't call this an organiser, because for me it really is a liner. Like, unless it's organising my bag for me, it's not an organiser. But it gives me pockets and little cubby holes to store my mints, to put my lip balm, to put anything that I'm worried about Spilling, I know that people were horrified when I had a fountain pen that's in one of the little cubby holes, my keys, etc, etc. And for me, the price is what cinched the deal for me, because this is like, I think it's about £35 for this particular one, and I've got a discount code as well because I'm so excited to be working with them on this. This is something I'm so passionate about, because I like having my handbag organised. You know, it was an intention that I set at the beginning of the year to have my handbag more organised. But this just makes my life so much easier. It doesn't stick out over the top of my bag either. It's protecting my bag and keeping the shape as well, which I absolutely love. Now my discount code is Lydia15, that's 15% off. There's no minimum spend, so whatever it is you want to pick up, you can use my code on it. If you're looking for something to organise your LV Neverfull, whether it's a tote bag, whether it's a satchel, whether it's a Birkin, whether it's anything, they will have one for you. The other thing I should mention is you can actually have these custom made as well. So if you wanted one to a very, very specific handbag, you can actually send Handbag Angels your specific measurements, what it is you require, and you can have one made completely bespoke to your handbag. So say you've got a handbag that's like vintage and you love it, and you want to just have something that keeps it nice and sort of protected on the inside, you can do that. You can pick your colour, you can do everything. There are also conversion kits, so if you've got something like a pouch or whatever, you can go on and check and see if they have a conversion kit that will turn it into a crossbody so that you can wear it not just as a clutch, which I thought was very, very handy. There's lots of accessories, there's lots of bits and pieces for those of us that are handbag lovers. I'll leave all of the links in the description box down below, but I just thought it'd be good to let you know that you can actually, even if you've not got a bag that's listed, you can have one completely custom made. And you're not going to have to pay through the nose, which is something I'm very, very passionate about. And you also get a 15% off, an extra 15% off with my code. So I'll pop all of the details in the description box. But what I loved about it was the story behind why the owners started the business, because I feel like it spoke to me quite a lot, because one of the first handbags I ever bought, as a luxury handbag, was in the era of the Mulberry handbag. And I got myself the Roxanne, and I think I got it from, I ended up getting it from Bicester Village, I think. Did I get it from Bicester Village? I can't remember now. Maybe I didn't. Maybe that's a lie. I can't remember. The lady who started Handbag Angels basically got herself the Bayswater. I also had the Bayswater. Let me know if you remember when I had a Bayswater in this colour in patent leather. Let me know in the comments, because you have been here before I was a YouTuber, when I was just a blogger. That was before Instagram, I believe. I think I bought that bag for my first day in a proper office job. And I got it secondhand as well. She started it because she got herself a Bayswater and she loved the bag so much and was so worried that she was going to ruin it that she didn't use it. And so she set about designing a liner to protect the bag so that she could use it, so that wasn't something that she felt like she couldn't do in future. I loved it. I loved the story. It's from an era that I am very, very passionate about. I feel like Mulberry really was that first step into the it bag, and I'm sad that Mulberry isn't like that anymore, but I really think that there's so much potential with that brand. If you're looking for something that's going to protect your bag, make it easier to keep organised, then I will pop a link in the description box down below, because this has just made my life so much easier swapping between my bags, and it means that when I get home I can just take all of my bits out of my handbag, all of my everyday little bits and pieces, and I can store my bags away as well and not store all of my stuff in it. So this has actually been a pretty revelationary addition to my handbag collection, because now I get to use 3 bags in one go. The other ones, what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy ones for the other ones that just stay in them. But for my most used bags, which are the 25s, I can just pop this in. My personal advice would be to go for a neutral colour rather than matching it exactly to the bag, and just so it's easy to use and swap from bag to bag. You can keep everything in it. That's my personal advice, but you can use my code, it's Lydia15. Now, let's get into some boxes, because I have a whole load of things downstairs to unbox with you. Gosh, was that 13 minutes? Blimmin' heck, Lydia, you don't half blabber on. This is my favourite sound. Oh, I love nothing more, neither do you. You love nothing more than Daddy prepping vegetables. I need to go down to the chickens though and collect the eggs, because my port of call for the day is to do my first attempt at homemade mayonnaise, which I think there's no better day. I mean, I often, don't let anyone know this, but I often have a bit of mayonnaise with my roast, and Ali is horrified. But it'd be good to try homemade mayonnaise, because after trying the yogurt concoction that we've had for the last few days, I realised that it's just, when you're sat down, like we sat down the other evening and had everything that we knew was absolutely 100% just free of any additives at all. It was like such a peace of mind. But before I do that, I'm gonna get into the boxes downstairs, because I've got a few bits and pieces to open with you. Or do I bring them up? Maybe I'll bring them upstairs. Yeah. You like my outfit? Thanks, babe. Thanks. So my outfit today is a Beaufort and Blake shirt. I would actually quite like to get this a size up, I think. This is their flannel shirts, just because I'm broad on my shoulders. So the moment I put a cashmere knit underneath, it's sort of a bit tight across my shoulders, but it's okay, it's bearable. And then I've got my H&M jeans on, which, who knew when I unboxed those that the beige jeans and the green jeans were going to be the most impactful in my wardrobe. I have actually ordered a brown pair as well from H&M that should be coming next week, just like more of a chocolatey brown, although people are always on the fence as to whether these are green or brown.
Yeah, they're green. I think it's just the way the camera picks
it
up.
It's the Canons. They throw up red tones, and it's so funny because it's like that blue dress, or is it a black dress?
This is brown.
Yeah, yeah, you can see. But I can see it on the camera that it looks like
muddy.
It looks muddy. I was just coming out to let you out. I did not realise my gorgeous girls were already out. Aren't you lucky? Aren't you lucky? You're also absolute weapons of mass destruction. We can't wait to have this jet washed, because we've got friends coming over next weekend. We need to have a nice clean patio, because the front's not clean, that's for sure. You don't need to follow me, ladies. I've not got corn for you. As if they listen to me. They think I've got corn. Beatrix, you're covered in poo. Ali put some fresh hay in last night, and they obviously get excited. But that is 5 eggs in February to make my mayonnaise. I always like to give their bedding a bit of a fluff up, so when they get into bed later on, it's all fluffy and cosy for them. There we go. Right, the first box to get into is some new Pilates outfits, well, some Pilates bits and pieces. I wanted some nice neutral bits and pieces to wear that were cozy, and I saw, oh, this is even better in person. So this is like a sort of zip up top, which with all of the colours of the leggings that I've got, in fact just on a day-to-day basis, this would be blooming lovely. But yeah, with my leggings nice and sort of thick and chunky and cozy for the early mornings. And I've got to be honest, I was pleasantly surprised by the price points. I think I'd got it into my head that Varley was like super duper expensive. I mean, it's not cheap, but sometimes with these more sort of geared to the higher end sports stuff, it can feel a little bit like expensive. This, maybe it's just me, maybe it is just me. This camera always looks a little bit, it usually looks a little bit brown on this camera, but it is green, I promise it's green. It's just a different kind of green to this. This is more of like a muddy green, this is more of like a sort of sagey green. But I love the collar on this, it feels really, really lovely. I love that the zips and things like that are gold, and it just feels a little bit more in line with me as a person and how I like to dress generally, but also super cozy and warm. These were like a beigey taupey colour, which I don't have. Wow, these a lot more supportive in terms of the fabric than my Adenola ones. My Adenola ones are quite thin. Maybe it's different when they're on, but they feel softer. These are an XXS, and the shade, these are the Free Soft High Rise Legging 25. And I am so impressed with the Varley leggings. I am definitely like, I'm usually a Tala girl in my like everyday leggings. I always wear the Tala like high-waisted ones because they're super thick and they just feel so supportive. And I've always worn Adanola, but these are like the perfect blend between the two for like gym wear, because these are much thicker than Adanola, much softer, warmer as well. These are like my Pilates princess leggings for sure. Then I got this kind of blush one because I love like the contrast of like blush and green. I think it is just the loveliest colour combination. So this is kind of like a half zip sweater as well, just a little bit, like, so it covers the bottom just a little bit, but again it's like that muddy pink that I like. I just love those muddier tones. A little bit ribbed, gold zip as well, which always makes things feel a little bit nicer and a bit more elevated. Honestly, this is like the most complementary colour tones I think I have ever come across in a gym wear brand. Like, you know when you're just not a neon girl? I'm just not a neon girl. And I feel like I found my place in the world, in that we just like to be a little bit soft. And yeah, this is it. This is such a cute look. Now this is another sort of peachy, muddy, pinky colour, which I just thought this would be so lovely to wear over sage green legging. Oh my god, I love it. I absolutely love this, because even when I got to my Pilates class last week, it was really cold, because it takes the studio a little bit of time to like warm up, and so you want to keep your cozies on and then just easily sort of whip them off. Another little pink number, which again goes with these leggings beautifully. And I also have some green leggings as well, which I think this will go with really nice. The thing that I'm noticing is that it feels like all of the colours are quite complementary, so even if you put the like more grey toned leggings with the other pieces and the other colours, they all just tend to work together. It looks really intentional, which is the thing that I tried to do with all of my fashion, is make it look like it was intended to be like that. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. But this is so soft. Like if you're getting up and you're going to an early class, or for me, if I'm either going to Pilates or I'm going to my PT class, it is usually like, what does the girl on TikTok say? The crack of Ras. I love her so much. What's her name? Oh, I follow her on TikTok, and she's like, I was up at the crack of Ras. Things that I will never say, but I love that she says. But when you are getting up at the crack of Ras for Pilates or PT, I just don't like putting on cold sweatshirts. You know, like the material is cold. I don't know how to explain it, but putting on something like this, letting myself warm up gently and just get going, and then I can take it off and get on with my workout. But it just makes the process a lot more enjoyable, because I think that's the thing about morning workouts. If you make them miserable, they will always be miserable. Oh, I bought a swimsuit as well, because I loved the look of this. It's just a plain classic. Hello, me. So, what's wrong? This looked so flattering on. I really struggle with swimsuits because I hate really high legs. So this didn't look like it had too much of a high leg. Square neck, square back, and a nice low back as well. So I thought that'd be good for springtime, but also nice big straps that are a bit more supportive. Love the swimsuit, super happy with it. Hope they bring it out in other colours. Don't want to stand here too long in it because I'm midway like through my cycle and I'm not feeling it today, but love, love, love. The back is gorgeous. I can't remember the last time I shaved my legs and toes, but love. These are definitely a green that I don't have, and I think this will go nicely. And I've actually never tried Varley leggings, and these are just a bit softer. These are their Let's Move High Pocket 25 in XXS Moss Green. And then the final thing that I got was just more of like it's the same one as the pink one, but in the ivory. So again, this oversized ivory sweat that will go really nicely with the green leggings. Oh my goodness me, oh my goodness me. I'm in love with this, I'm in love with this. Love. I mean, what more can I say? Ivory and green, I'm in love. I have no words. Just love them. Genuinely, genuinely love them. And again, with this brown bag, all of the tones just work together. I look like I could be going on a hike, But I could also be going to a Pilates class. Who knows? You just don't know. Who knows? But I know that these are all tones that make me really happy. But yeah, I've got lots to do today. I've got mayonnaise to make, peeps, mayonnaise to make. But very, very happy. It's time for a gym wear overhaul. Like, I'm definitely at a different age and stage in my health and fitness journey, whereby I like different things. Next, I guess we just get into the handbag unboxing. Now, I really want to unbox this on TikTok, so who knows who's getting it first at this stage. Very, very exciting. Oh my gosh, it is. Oh, but it's actually perfect. Like, look at the tones of that and the size. And also, it's just so much easier to hold. Oh my goodness me. So this is the Judy bag, and this is in the bone white, and I have gone for a complimentary suede lining, and I have gone for a complimentary suede lining with my initials gold embossed on the inside. The hardware is 18 karat gold plated. Any luxury bag that doesn't have gold plated hardware in this day and age for me is like, it doesn't make sense. And this is, I think, one of the smallest sizes. It also does have a crossbody strap which links onto these beautiful rope details at the side. Now, this is in the calf leather, and Lorna is, I think, one of the most beautiful British brands, because it's a royal warrant holder that is with our late Queen Elizabeth II. She always wore Lorna handbags, and I don't know whether it's an old wives' tale or what, but she would hold her Lorna bag always on one arm, and if she would change her bag, I think it was to her left arm, it meant that she didn't want to talk to the person that she was talking to anymore, and that was a subtle sign to her entourage and her team to move her along. I wanted to get this bag for summer because I think that this beautiful, beautiful bone white will be such a gorgeous addition, and this size, like, I am completely and utterly in love. And I know that I've spoken about this bag in my handbag video. I genuinely believe that this is the Hermes bag of Britain, because whilst you don't necessarily have to join a waiting list, the craftsmanship, the history, the beauty, the detail, the design and the heritage are just unbelievable. And it's one of those bags that I look at when I see someone that's got a Lorna bag. I am, first of all, I'm like, that person again has taste. But second of all, it's like an understated, very, very, very British approach to luxury. Again, there is no branding other than the iconic rope detailing. There is no branding on this. But what I would say is a brand like Lorna is celebrated, whereas there is definitely an underlying contention. I think possibly because of the price, probably because you can't just walk in and buy one. People don't like not being able to get what they can't get. I know what it's like. I felt it at the same time. This is very, very different. This is the ultimate in quiet luxury. This is the ultimate in heritage luxury, in British luxury, and I'm very, very excited to see them have these more smaller, modern takes on the traditional Lorna. Again, and the other thing, that was what I was going to say, is much like Hermes, these bags have been around for decades. So you are going to be able to pick up Lorna handbags, vintage, that are still very much wearable today. And that is something that I look for as a real point with accessories brands nowadays. I don't want something to have be out of date in 6 months' time. I'm just not interested. I want something that's design is so carefully curated and thought about that it goes back decades. Also, I'm not wasting my money. I'm not. I think that the whole it bag thing and notion, I think it's a waste of money. What you want to be looking for is bags like this that have heritage, that their designs are so timeless. These are icons in their own right. Literally goes so well because it's not. Love this so much. Love, love, love. Now I'm going to box it all up to unbox it with other people. As you can see behind me, the Yorkshires are sitting loud and proud on the side, and all the veg is laid out ready to go in the oven when we're thinking about 3 o'clock-ish for our roast today. But I'm gonna need a snack before I start making the mayonnaise. So I'm gonna make myself a yogurt bowl, which is one of my favorite things to have at the moment. Some kefir yogurt, because I bought Ali and I the Zoe milkshake, not milkshakes, they're definitely not milkshakes, but they're like, they're kefir yogurt and like gut microbiome goodness on it. It was all made with kefir yogurt, so I thought I would test drive this with some fruit. We've got some raspberries and blueberries, and they're now in my pantry, which still need the labels to be done for them. I've got flaxseed, chia seed, goji berries, hazelnuts. I did get myself some Brazil nut. Is that too much? I feel like that might be like, is that too much? It's just lovely putting all of these things together. I'm gonna get myself a bowl, and if I look at it and think, needs more nuts, I'll put some more nuts on. Little bowl, little yog. 1 cup of low-fat kefir contains 9 grams of protein, 24% of the daily value of calcium, 24% phosphorus, 29% vitamin B12, 25% riboflavin B2, magnesium 7%, vitamin D 12%. In addition, it has about 104 calories and 11.6 grams of carbs and 2 to 3 grams of fat, depending on the type of milk used. It's a more powerful probiotic than yogurt. It has potential antibacterial properties. It can improve bone health and lower the risk of osteoporosis. And it's also low in lactose, which for me is great. It may also improve allergy and asthma symptoms. Easy to make at home, apparently. And the bottom line, kefir is healthy fermented food with a consistency comparable to drinkable yogurt. You can use this as a base for smoothies as well. Sometimes I would mix this with like a homemade granola or something like that, but instead today we're just going for a concoction of berries. Should really get some raspberry plants in the ground this year. I really like how the flaxseed smells, you know. Goji berries, hazelnuts. Oh, it gets me so excited. So I've got my ingredients to make the mayonnaise. I've got sunflower oil, mustard, 1 medium egg. I've obviously got a jar. I'm not sure if this is going to be too big. We shall see. I do have some other sizes. I've got half a lemon, but it's only a teaspoon of lemon. And then I've got salt and pepper. So let's do it. At this moment in time, Project Mayonnaise is not happening because I can't get into my cookie dough. However, my cookie dough, my Thermomix account login. So what I'm going to do whilst it updates and hopefully starts working again, honestly, I will be devastated if it stops working. I am going to start printing the pantry labels properly, I think.
I'll start sticking them on.
And you can start doing your very, very particular job of sticking them on. What I did was, with the pantry labels, I downloaded the app and I made 2 different labels. One for names that have 2 words, so say rolled oats or pitted dates. I've made one for something like hazelnuts, which has 1 word. I'm probably gonna have to do a 3rd one as well, but I hope, so if you can see here, this is the rolled oats option. Can you see that? You can't see it. It's just a widescreen. Rolled oats, walnuts, so that they're all in the same place. But I do think I'm going to do another one just to be safe, and then we shall start the printing process, and Ali shall start the sticking on process. Organic plain flour. This is gluten-free pasta. that, ladies and gentlemen, is what happiness looks like in a kitchen. Wow. They look so good. Thank you for your help, babe.
It was this tall, really.
Yeah, your little set square. Very good. Right, now I can start making the mayonnaise, hopefully in time. Okay, so on the lid, we need a jug. Un jug. One medium egg from the chickens. 1 teaspoon of lemon juice or 1 teaspoon of vinegar. 2 teaspoons of mustard. We're breaking open the Daylesford Dijon mustard, which I just bloomin' love these. Oh my gosh. Okay, pro tip, make sure that you check your sunflower oil is in date before you put it in. Oh my goodness. But luckily we had another bottle, so I have made very lovely tasting mayonnaise now that we're gonna have this evening, which I'm really looking forward to. So I'm gonna transfer this into a jar, and that is the easiest thing to make ever.
That was so fast.
Yeah, I can't believe that. It's so good. Oh my goodness. I'll be so excited. Well, we're without gravy at the moment, but it's about to go on. Got this little spread in front of me, but I am going to have to go in with the mayonnaise straight away. I'm not going to go in with anything else, unfortunately, because... Oh, nice thick gravy. Lovely.
Proper gravy, yeah.
Proper gravy. I'm going to spoon out some of my own mayonnaise. Oh my goodness me. Getting ready to wind down for bed with a lemon ginger tea. It's like a lemon ginger tea, but then we're adding honey from the bees and lemons. These aren't my lemons, sadly, but hopefully over the summer that will happen.
Well, definitely, there's about 50 of them now.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'll have an abundance of them if it carries on like this.
And I think they keep on coming, don't they?
We are watching a Netflix series on Ali's manager's recommendation called Live to 100, Secrets of the Blue Zone.
He just wants me to watch it so I can live to 100 and he can milk me for all my money.
But they're just at a point in the series where they're explaining that gardening is, into your sort of elderly years, is one of the things that keeps you mobile and keeps you living longer, which I would say is bloomin' accurate if your Gramps was anything to go by. Okinawa in Japan.
The southern part of Japan, right at the very bottom, that they notice that the further down you go in general, the higher the life expectancy, and it is naturally obviously warmer down there, so there's more growing potential to grow produce. Typically the cities still offer that access to ultra processed foods, but as you go out into the outskirts and they're growing, they tend to have a better selection of produce.
Got you.
But it's also very much at the moment looking at lifestyle, not just food.
Yes.
So it's about community, it's about home setup, so furniture, it's about hobbies, activities, and of course the food and the access to different kinds of foods. It's
interesting on the bio there that it mentions ikigai, because I've heard lots about that, but I don't actually I haven't like delved into it. So it'd be interesting if they touch on it in this episode to learn a little bit more about that as well, because that's more of like a state of being, isn't it?
And this whole live to 100, as far as what I was explained it to be, is it's all about blue zones, and blue zones aren't just rural. You get urban city blue zones as well, and I believe that they go to different parts of the world. So they go to like Greece and stuff, probably Italy and places like that, and just to analyse. And I think like my assumption will be that it's going to be moderation and balance in an overall sense.
Yes.
There's no secret.
No.
There's no key ingredient.
No. It'll be like, you know, because work gives you purpose, having a work balance, but also balancing that with life, and then balancing that with being outdoors, etc., etc. Yeah. It's more like an equation than a magic key.
Knee to the floor, a step back, knee taps, and step back forwards, and then change. Yeah, you're just going to do 6 of those. That's 6. And then 15 running sit-ups on each side. Yeah, make sure a nice big twist. That's it. That's 5. These big plates essentially is what you want, because it means you don't have to go as low when you set up. I would recommend doing a reverse grip, so one underneath and one over the top, because your grip strength is not very strong. So get that closer to your shins if you can. Yeah. Yeah, look up with that. Chest and hips rise at the same time. That's it. Hips go back, bend the knees. That's perfect. 5 reps.
Okay.
Yeah? That's very nice tension. Good. Same again. Yeah, nice. Good. Let's do one more. Smooth, well done. Super good. Awesome. Nice. Little rest.
Good morning, everyone. We are up. I've had my PT session and I am ready for a dog walk. The Nicholson's team is just about to arrive because we should be mostly getting things finished off this week, which is very, very exciting. We have 2 very, very excited doggies ready for their walk. Even Porter. Porter usually is not very excited, but today he looks very rigid. You okay, my love? You look like you're planking. What are you doing? What are you doing, my love? You got a little bit of love on your snoot. I'll let you see him in. And this is where it gets truly fascinating. I hope you can hear me over the wind, but as you can see, the next phase of soil fertilisation is undertaking, and they must have just opened up this section of the field, and it almost looks like someone's just gone with a ruler, because they've absolutely cleaned up the turnips on this section, and they have all of this to enjoy. And how funny is that? Because I was looking through, I thought, gosh, they're all huddled in that tiny space. No, they're all choosing to be in that tiny space because they've got all of this. Good boys. Nothing, and I mean nothing, sets my heart on fire more than coming up to a perfectly organised and tidy dressing room. Honestly, like, this is the most enjoyable experience. I'm so, like, this is going on my grateful list tonight because I just did all of this. I just tidied it all up and I'm just so happy with it. It looks really good. I feel like I'm taking after Ali more and more these days with his tidiness. I've also done my hair today, guys, and I hope you don't mind my hair updates. I enjoy the whole ritual of doing your hair and trying new things and seeing what works, and then even just like going on a journey with your hair and finding what works then. So I always feel like sharing it in my videos is interesting. So I hope you don't mind. But I don't know if you remember, I had a bad hair day. I kind of lost all my confidence in my Dyson. I love how my hair looks when I use it. Like, once it's done, after I've spent the 3 hours doing it, I love how it looks, okay? It just doesn't, I don't have the confidence that it's gonna actually last. I had a moment when I was at Cheltenham and it really humbled me. Ali was filming me from behind and he was like, babe, I can't use any of these clips that I've been filming of you from behind because your hair looks so bad. And I was like, you're telling me this at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, why have you not told me this? And he showed me the video and what I need to do, because I've got a really flat back of my head. I have to use rollers. I realised it's a really fundamental part of my head shape and hair journey. And so I didn't have my rollers with me when I washed my hair at Ellenborough Park. And I was in this video, I'm going to pop it on screen now. And it is me stood next to the fantastic Mrs. Jade Holland Cooper, who is like the polished hair, the perfectness, all of that stuff. And then there is me with my scalp showing. Oh, to tell you I was humbled is an understatement. But I spent an hour and a half doing that hair. And as much as it held and it looked great, I'm at this point where I'm like, I don't have full confidence every time I do my hair. I don't know what the parameters are of my hair falling out, and I just can't run that risk. So today, I set about trying to achieve the look of my Dyson using GHDs. Now, I didn't do it completely without the Dyson, so I did my Mohican first and foremost. So before I did my makeup, before I did anything, I did my Mohican. So I sectioned my hair to there, and then I just did the roots of my hair, because the other thing, and please correct me if I'm wrong on this, I've never ever blow dried my hair consistently, and I was very much using the bristle brush, and I don't know whether I'm just being paranoid. I am quite paranoid when it comes to my hair, but I feel like my hair's got a bit thinner since I've been using that. And I did notice that it would catch on my hair. This is just me being completely honest. You know, I bought my Dyson. I've never worked with them, and so I can kind of speak a bit more candidly about it, I guess. My hair was getting caught on the rim. Can I show you? Let me show you. Just so you know that I'm not dramatising this. Can you see there? There are little bits of my hair caught in the join. And it does, I don't think it's done it at the top, so I'm thinking that might be a bit of a defect just with my one. Maybe I need to like buy a new one, which I kind of begrudge a little bit. But anyway, that's not my point. I thought I'd tell you that because I just wanted to be honest. But I've done the root. This product is your best friend, okay? This I can attest is worth your blooming money. This is the Olaplex Volumizing Blow Dry Mist. This is insane. I heard about this because of Imi, my colorist. He used this on my hair. It is the most bizarre product I've ever used in my life. It like holds your root, but it's not anything like hairspray. It's soft, it's malleable. Like that's what I've got at the front of mine now. Bought this myself, got it on Amazon. This is insanity in a bottle. And if you've got a sensitive scalp like me, it doesn't irritate your scalp. I don't know how it doesn't irritate my scalp, but it doesn't. And this is amazing. So the one thing I do is I use this even when I'm not like trying to put any volume in my hair. You just spritz it all at the root. I kind of saturate the root of my hair and I blow dry my hair upside down. When I flip my hair, once it's dry, I look like an actual lion. It's incredible. So anyway, I've used that, and then I've like teased just to like set it at the top. I've used my straighteners and kind of like scored my hair with the straighteners, and then I've rolled my Mohican, and then I've just straightened the rest of my hair. In all honesty, I've just gone in different directions, scoring the hair, different directions. I'll give you a tutorial. The time difference, maximum it takes me 15 minutes. And I just don't have the time for an hour and a half's worth of doing my hair. I just don't. Today I'm taking the dogs to the vets in a very, very short amount of time actually. They're just going for their vaccination. I feel like I need to give you an update because both Ali and I are about a week and a half to 2 weeks into, for the most part, it's still much of a process, like cutting UPF out of our diet. And we had quite, I would say, because we so focused on like our time over our food intake, I'd say our intake of UPF was quite high. It's been the most fun experience first and foremost, and I want to say that I'm speaking about this from a very, very privileged position. So whenever I'm talking about food shopping, cooking, I'm talking about it from a very privileged position. The benefits for me are something that I definitely wish I'd known about earlier. So obviously if this kind of thing is going to be upsetting for you, I would honestly say just probably skip ahead in my video, because I don't want to upset anyone, you know that. But at the same time, there might be people that are sitting there thinking about making the same changes, and I thought sharing my experience. So if I say anything that is insensitive to your situation, as you know, that is just the context collapse. It's not me. I don't know what your situation is. And as much as I wish I did, so that I was able to like help a little bit better, when I'm sat here talking about myself, I can't cover all of my bases. Otherwise I will be sat here going, if you sit in this tax bracket, I'm really sorry, because this is not affordable to you and this is not affordable to you. And if you sit in this tax bracket, you just wouldn't listen. You wouldn't listen, it wouldn't be enjoyable, and you'd switch off and you'd be like, gosh, why is she covering her back so much? We've noticed energy-wise, we feel like different people. Like genuinely, we feel like different people. And I'm not even just talking about the UPF, okay? Like just forget that, because I feel like that's a bit of a buzzword at the moment because of the books. We've just switched to eating whole foods, basically. So a lot more homemade, all whole foods, variety, that's it. Forget the buzzwords. I'm gonna try and leave those kinds of things out of my videos. What our main diet change is whole foods. That doesn't mean that we aren't eating processed foods, because things like flour, bread, pasta, they are, I think actually flour and pasta are considered whole foods. Blew my mind. Sleep, energy, mental, like fog, mental experiences, like just general day-to-day life, clarity, just general like uplifting. Like does that make sense? Like I generally feel uplifted by the food that I'm eating in such a positive way. It feels like an investment in my body. My body feels lighter. My bodily movements have been so much less uncomfortable, so much less erratic. Some might even say enjoyable. For someone like me who has like had all of these really bizarre tummy issues and things like that, and not really knowing how to pinpoint things and blah, blah, blah. I've managed to connect the dots of the lifestyle change, the new habit, with the reward. And that is where change happens, because I feel so much happier as a human being. My eyes don't feel gunky. My eyes feel open. I feel so much more alert. I feel so much like more able. And it's honestly like, it's so strange. I didn't expect it to be so tangible, but it really has been. And so I feel really lucky that Ali's come on this journey with me like this. Now I want to fine tune that and make things that are enjoyable for me to eat, but you know, I don't feel like I'm missing out on things. So things like homemade biscotti, I really want to make those again and just have some in the freezer, and I can just take them out if I want them. Energy balls, making them in bulk, those kinds of things. We made more of our yogurt yesterday. So yeah, it makes me, I know I get emotional about everything, but it makes me emotional because I'm, you know, when you're like, oh my gosh, I don't want this to come across as preachy in any way, shape or form. Ali and I discussed this the other day, and we were like, I hope I don't ever come across as preachy, but if I do, feel free to slap my wrist. I'd rather show you why it's good. I'd rather show you the difference and show you how our life has got better than preach about it. But I've also, you don't live with me, so I kind of have to tell you a little bit. So hopefully you seeing me enjoy this side of like my new life might inspire you, even if it's just making energy balls so that you don't buy the chocolate bar at lunch, or whether it's just switching to bread from a bakery rather than Kingsmill. And those kinds of things. I don't know it all, I don't know everything, but I do know how I feel having done this now for consistently and flawlessly for this amount of time. It's quick, and I would say that it is one of the most positive changes I've experienced in my life. So yeah, I don't know how we got to that subject. My brain. Anyway, outfit of the day, I'm wearing a Goelia knitted mock turtleneck. I'm wearing my green trousers, Fairfax and Favour boots. I'm going to whack on a barber, obviously, because I'm taking the dogs to the vets. In my little bowl this morning, I've got kefir yogurt, flaxseed, milled flaxseed, chia seeds, blueberries, hazelnuts and goji berries. Let me know in the comments if you suggest adding anything else, but this is my favourite.
Energy density of food has a crucial role in moderating daily energy intake.
I've just got home from the vets. Both the boys had their injections, which was very good. The only thing that perturbed me slightly was just as we were getting ready to leave, Barkley likes to take a wee at the vets, okay? He likes to urinate where all of the other dogs have urinated. And we'd gone the whole time there with him not doing it, and I had my back turned for 1 second, and he did it, and I turned around, and I was actually really glad that he'd done it there, because he actually had a little bit of blood in his urine, and that worried me just a bit. So I just flagged it to them, and they said, you know, just keep an eye on things. It might have just been because he's been being poked and prodded and what have you. So I'm not getting myself worked up yet. I'm a lipstick on my chin. I was going to keep an eye on him just a little bit, but then I've also come back, and Ali has been working on a reel or a TikTok or something, and he has completely buoyed me on his TikTok, because he's basically shown my sink situation, which I am well aware of I need to sort out, but there is method to the madness, and I feel like I want to redeem myself. So if you saw that, this is why. So basically I've been holding on to loads of empty products because I wanted, that is not staged, that they are all Elizabeth Arden, by the way. I've got 3 empty Elizabeth Arden products, but I also have an empty, where is the empty one? I have an empty Fresh Body Cream. I did have an empty one of my Caudalie, but I've thrown it away. I have an empty one of these. So basically I was clinging on to lots of empty products because I was going to tell you about them. And then last night I opened up a Space NK order, and when I tell you that last night my ritual before bed was so wonderful, I felt like I just needed to tell you about this. So I treated myself to some new skincare and some new bits and pieces. This was before my diagnosis. So I picked up a replacement of my Caudalie, but I haven't actually used this yet because I wanted to try something different. But I wanted to have that to ensure that I'd be okay. So I picked up the foaming cleanser from Revive, which is an enriched hydrating wash. I liked the fact that this was still hydrating. A lot more expensive than the Caudalie, but I really liked this, and a little goes a very... Do you know why I couldn't find my empty Caudalie? You're on it. I'm like looking for it, it's there. There's the new one and there's the old one. This one is going to last you a very, very, very long time. The only thing I obviously have now is I've got this app on my phone called Switch Natural Scan, although this doesn't actually have its ingredients on here. That's the thing that I would say. It would be nice to be able to search the product and just know. Quite an expensive app, and so far it's not served me that well because a lot of things get unpackaged and then I get rid of the packaging and there's no ingredients. However, thoroughly enjoyed using this, and then I absolutely loved this. Like this to me is one of the first times that I have used a night cream like that's like a rich, nourishing night cream. Obviously I have a lot of active night creams and things like that, like my Arden, like my Skin and Me, SkinCeuticals, etc, etc, etc. This is a little bit more of a like, it's more of a like nourishing, rich cream. And it was one of those things that I've just been telling them how you made a TikTok and you showed all of this, and now I'm redeeming myself in my vlog. He's putting some of the stuff in that he took out to make it look nice and tidy in the video anyway.
No, I just wanted to take the towels out because it was Lydia slings her towel over the bath like that, so I was saving her face. Babe, I never sling the towel over the bath like that. The towel gets
Also, just take a moment, I dressed like Lydia today. She said, I'm sick and tired of seeing you in joggers all the time. So
Babe, they will literally have my guts for garters.
See, exactly the same.
We are actually dressed the same if you take that off.
Copy me.
You liked my outfit, that was it.
Lydia's dressing like a really good boy.
But I genuinely think you'll feel better getting properly dressed in the day. I think you'll get more
already.
Exactly, and you'll get more done.
I've already been getting more done. It's very true.
Anyone would think I'm a naggy wife, not giving you the good advice. That's yours.
No, on a serious note though, 9.9 times out of 10, my my workstation on the sink looks like this.
Babe, that wasn't what I was saying.
And I make sure that there is a defined line. Lydia's side is chaotic.
And I was just explaining to them why that is, okay?
Because you've got a long skincare routine.
No, babe, this is not my long skincare routine. I had, all of these products are empty. I was holding on to these I was going to show them my empty products, and then I've got some new products that have arrived and I've not filed them away.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's around about 35 products on the side here. 35 products.
But they're all different.
Yeah, it's not
one is for one bottom cheek and one is for the other bottom cheek. No, I'm joking. Genuinely. Like, look, this is still in its packaging because this is new in.
Still stuff on the side.
Yeah, I need to sort. Oh, it comes and interrupts my flow all the time. Anyway, don't know where I was. Oh, I was telling you about this. I loved this. This was one of those creams that for me, if I'm going to bed, I want to be able to touch my skin and still feel it. If I want something that's really like nourishing and hydrating, it just feels so much nicer if it's a little bit thick and it's a little bit just kind of like, it doesn't pill. If it pills, I hate it. But this just like, oh, was just so lovely on the skin. I am a huge fan of this brand anyway, I always have been. But this product, if you want something that's like an indulgent night ritual, I loved this. I got it from Space NK. And then this was the pièce de résistance, okay? This is, oh. I finished my Bamford Pillow Mist. And so I went in search of a new one because I don't want to get stuck in a rut and I want to try new things. And I ordered the Aromatherapy Associates Deep Relax Sleep Mist Restful and Tranquil. Now, this is the pillow mist for all pillow mists, not just because you can spritz it on your linen and actually smell it, like it is a very, very intoxicating fragrance and it kind of fills the room and almost cocoons you in your slumber. You can spritz it on yourself as well. So this is taking my bedtime ritual to a whole new level. I'm spritzing it onto my pajamas, getting into bed, and I am just like enveloped in the fragrance, and it is beautiful. Now I'm hoping, so this is 100% natural essential oils, including vetiver, chamomile and sandalwood. I'm going to look into it. Obviously, I'm still learning about these kinds of things, and like I said, I'm not cutting anything out yet. I'm just trying to make a few little better choices, but loved this so much. Oh my goodness me, this is just, oh. And the spritz of it as well is like, oh, good spritz, good spritz. Now that I've been shamed on the internet, I'm gonna have a sort out of all of this stuff because there's a lot of stuff here, and I am eating that mist at the moment, but there's a lot of stuff here that I don't need to use. Like I picked up the Moroccan oil curl cream for when I want to try and do my curls. Don't need it here all the time, so I can put that away. What we're learning about from obviously changing things with our diet is that we're running out of food quicker, we're running out of certain foods. We've just done our usual food shop that gets delivered to us, but I think I need to like go and do a food shop of things that I think we might need and might need to introduce. So I think I might pop to Waitrose. We've got an Ocado delivery tomorrow, but I think just going in there, picking up some bits. I've got my dad coming over for dinner tomorrow. So just so we're fully stocked, I think it'll make me feel better. So I'm gonna pack my bag, get in the car and just head to Waitrose, and hopefully I can take you with me. Probably on my phone because I'm too much of a wimp to vlog. I'm just packing my bag, but Lumi has other ideas at the moment. I always know when she wants to come and sit on me. Her meow is a very certain meow. Oh, yes. Oh. Big purse, big purse. If you start dribbling on me, we are going to have words, young lady. Oh, yay, yay. Oh, yeah, look at you, ready for your close-up. Honey. Now Lumi is a very special cat because she decides when she sits on your lap and when she gives you any kind of affection. So when she does, you stop what you're doing and you embrace the purr. Embrace the purr, Lumi. Embrace the purr. Well, if this isn't quality content, I don't know what is. What did we do right in our life, Lumi? To have a job where we get to give each other coccolini and upload it onto the internet, and that be our job? What did we do right? You had no idea when we came and picked you up that this was the kind of life you were going to lead. Oh, that was definitely some dribble being flung. Who's coming up the stairs? Right, we're heading out. Handbag free. I don't know why I was going to take a handbag anyway. I only need my pockets. I was going to show you the progress, but I can't because it's all covered over. They basically do this when the season is frosty because you don't want things to get ruined, but you can kind of see that these walls are now built. This is all built. We're just waiting for the copings. This one is the last little bit to be finished off tomorrow, but it's all coming together. Very exciting. We have actually ordered the copings, and what we've done is we've gone with this one, which will obviously be cut down. This one is far too blue. We trialled the stone with the copings that we already have around the back, and it was much nicer. So we told them that if they don't give us the nice taupey shades, we're sending them back. But we have decided to go for this one because it just felt like it was a little bit more in line with the wall. Bloomin' carnage out here. Not long, not long. Oh my goodness me. Right, heading to Waitrose, and in all honesty, it's not a chore to go to Waitrose. I do bloomin' love a food shop, but I just, you know, when you're like, I don't really have time to be doing this, but I am so committed to the changes that we've made that I need to make sure that we've got dinner for tonight, dinner for tomorrow, and dinner for, and lunch for tomorrow as well. I also need a few bits and pieces to stock for the pantry, and I've realised I've got no desiccated coconut, I've got no pip and nut, I've got nothing basically. So in order to be able to do that, I need ingredients. So I'm just going to do a whip around. You know when you're like having a lifestyle change, you want to go and have a whip around, stock up on all of the things that you know you like, and then from there it'll all be good and dandy. Yeah. However, it is also a very good thing for me to get in the car because it means I get through my book a little bit. I've got 4 hours and 46 minutes left, so it make a little 20-minute dent, and then I'm going to do some colouring today on the sofa so that I make some more dents in my book. I don't know whether you've noticed, but I just feel a little bit like sluggish today. I was up quite a lot in the night, and I think that that's why, because this little madam who's in she's in the flower beds. You are a weapon of mass destruction, my darling. Look at you. Little leopard in the rubble. Yes, so beautiful. Will I ever be able to go past flowers without buying some? I do not know. Look at these gorgeous purple primrose. Oh my goodness me. Adorable. I've got lots of hellebores. Gorgeous. No, I absolutely could not resist these scented viola. Oh my gosh, they smell incredible. They almost smell like sweet peas. So I've got myself 3 of those just to pot up around the house. Goodness me, I cannot resist these delicately pink tulips. Do I get some yellow ones as well? I feel like I should get some yellow ones. Yellow is just so happy at this time of year. Maybe I'll get 2 yellow ones. Oh my gosh, what a roll. I've just picked up some broccoli, and I think one of the most profound things that I ever read was in a Tim Spector book where it said, if it needs marketing to you, you don't need to eat it. And that is exactly how I feel about veg. See, this is where I'm struggling, because I kind of got the impression that the Dutchy organic stuff was good, but this has concentrated lemon juice in it, and that is UPF. So annoying. Might have to start making our own, because even this one is UPF as well. It's got concentrated lemon juice in it. So annoying. Well, this might be coincidence, but the highest grade meat is actually the one that's most sold out, which I think is quite interesting. We are on the tea aisle. I think I'm going to treat Ali to a really, really lovely tea because he's been enjoying them in the evenings for like a little evening drink that calms his stomach and just gets him ready for bed. So yeah, definitely going to have to choose something from here. Not the coffee section, but the tea section. What do we go for? Oh, anything with a chicken on it, although that's a rooster. What should we go for? Oh, I love the sound of this one because we have valerian that grows out of our wall in the garden. Valerian and orange blossom with passion flower. That's lovely. Ooh. I think a little digest one would be lovely. I think he'll enjoy that one for after dinner. Well, I have to say this is a revelation because not everyone has the time to prepare everything from scratch. But the Waitrose long grain rice, the whole grain rice and the whole grain basmati rice literally has cooked long grain rice, sunflower oil and or rapeseed oil and salt. So that is a big plus because just for those days when you just want a portion, this is great. I genuinely wasn't even thinking about checking this for preservative, and you turn it over, desiccated coconut and sulfur dioxide. I mean, it seems like it's being a bit pernickety. That was a very, very interesting trip to the food centre, to the supermarket. A very, very interesting trip because I think I learned so much. And I just want to say again, I know that obviously there will be people watching this and it's probably speaking about food shopping in general will be anxious, and I'm so sorry if that's what this creates in you. I think for me it's been like such an improvement in so many health ailments in such a short space of time. It's got me quite excited just to talk and share it, and I hope you know that I'm not doing so in order to upset anyone in any way, shape or form. I'm just sharing, as always, just sharing what is happening in my day-to-day life, and I promise you that isn't to upset anyone. But at the same time, obviously it's such an eye-opening experience for me because things like that, I got to a point when I was going around the aisles and I thought, oh no, that won't have any UPF in it, that won't have any like chemicals or anything like that, like desiccated coconut. I just never would have thought that that was even a thing. Now I'm assured that there are desiccated coconut bags and produce that you can buy that don't have anything like that in. But it just shocked me. And even hummus, like essentially it's just kind of whizzed up chickpeas, but there's still so much added into that as well. I mean, that's a fairly good one to make at home. However, I've still not perfected that recipe at all. But what I have noticed is that the best brand that I could find in Waitrose was the Dutchy collection, which I actually really like buying anyway, because a lot of the funds that go towards that produce goes back into all of the Prince of Wales charities, which will obviously be the King's charities very soon, or if it hasn't already changed. So I like that because I'm supporting a charity that I already like intentionally support, so I do really like that. But what I would say is that even some of their products, like the hummus, it still has chemicals and things like that in it. So it's just really, really interesting, really interesting. And bizarrely, I found a hazelnut spread that was the one with the red gingham top. They usually do really good jams. That one actually, I think, if my Googles served me well, doesn't have any chemicals in it, so that's good for pancake day. I'm gonna head home now. The majority of my shopping was fresh fruit and vegetables and meat and things like that. I know there will always be so many opinions about this and I'm very interested in hearing them, but I will always say, guys, just keep it respectful. We can all have discussions and just chat about these things without getting angry at each other. I think that we're all like of an age where we can communicate, especially about things like this, in a way that's educational and not like confrontational, which I prefer. Anyway, I am gonna head home and hopefully cook up a very healthy dinner. I can't believe how many bags of tulips I bought, but in all honesty, they've made me so happy having them around my house that now that the ones from Sam McKnight are on their way out, I thought I want to have more tulips in my house. So I'm going to make up some beautiful sunshine bouquets. Yes?
Just quickly a photo approval session.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
What?
It looks so lovely. Oh, the chicks. Wow.
I just want you to tell me which one you like. This one or this one?
The other one, always the smiley one.
Get rid of that one, you sure?
Well, I like it. I like you looking smouldering. I'm gonna pop my little scented viola in the laundry room just because I'm not gonna go out to my greenhouse now. I've got some new teas to try for this evening. I've got your digest one because...
You know, I always ask you, what is good for the digestion?
Exactly.
I know it's peppermint, but spearmint. I've got the peppermint.
And this one I got, this is a sleep tea in case you just wanted a sleepy tea. But this one has valerian in it, which is the flower that grows through our wall.
No way.
Yeah. So now you can enjoy it with a spoonful of honey.
Orange blossom.
Mm.
All of that is in our house. Lavender, valerian, and we have
Lemon
blossom.
Yeah. So, cheeky one. For Carrie and I found some plastic flutes for champagne. I do this recipe just a little bit different. So this is the asparagus risotto recipe, but I'm doing it with courgettes. I'm also going to use the Dalesford organic chicken bone broth for drinking and cooking instead of stock. And then what I'll do is I will zap a few peas as well to stir in, because this risotto recipe usually leave the heads of the asparagus in, but we're not doing it with asparagus. So I add some peas for extra goodness. You could add some peas, you could add some sweet corn, you can do it with all.
Found this blog post of all of these incredible pub restaurants in the Cotswolds, top 50.
I need to get my tulips into some vases, so let's do that quickly. And we have a number of tulips. So obviously I went for these, oh how gorgeous are these, these little subtle pink, and then we've got some little white ones. Unlike me, I went for a little pop of yellow, which I thought would be nice as well. I'll have enough for 2 bunches and maybe like a mini little jar of white ones.